A murder scene in Mexico's murder capital. Unfazed, drug cartels here continue to battle it out in the streets. Many frightened people hear the shots, but wait to come out until security forces arrive. The police, backed by soldiers, count 35 bullets fired here. The body count in Ciudad Juarez is still rising, but officials say at a much slower rate than in previous months. People here credit the falling numbers to these men in green. They're a few of the 10,000 soldiers President Felipe Calderón deployed to patrol the city's streets. On the outskirts of Ciudad Juarez, an improvised base for the newcomers, who now watch over everything from traffic violations to drug trafficking. Now, when people in this city call the local emergency number, it's likely their pleas for help will be answered by a soldier. This is Central Command for Security in all of Ciudad Juarez. From this temporary space, soldiers are working together with federal, state, and local police, dispatching units out to the streets, controlling crime from here. Now, behind me over here, through this glass, there's a remodeling effort going on. There'll be new systems set up to be able to monitor the streets of Juarez with cameras.
Drug cartels infiltrating the American border patrol agencies. Homeland Security officials testifying before a Senate panel yesterday saying only about 10% of new hires are given polygraph tests. 60% of those who take the tests fail. That means that many agents who were not given polygraphs may be working for the drug smugglers, not the United States. This as the bloodbath gets worse on our southern border. In January and February of this year, about 1,600 people were killed by Mexican drug gangs. The narcotics market in Mexico worth an estimated $800 million a year. More than 16,000 people have been killed in Mexico from drug-related violence since 2006, including 4 visiting U.S. citizens murdered at the end of last year and the beginning of this year.
As the drug cartels defy Mexican authorities amidst the worst security crisis in Mexico, U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, leading a top-level U.S. delegation, agreed with her Mexican counterpart that cooperation between the two countries is critical in the war against drug cartels.
We accept our share of the responsibility. As I said when I first came here a year ago, I think standing right here on this stage, the United States is your partner and your support.
We have heard what Secretary Clinton has said about what we need to do to strengthen the exchange of intelligence and to carry out coordinated actions. We will see what works and throw out what doesn't.
Mexicans have what has been described by many people as a war on their hands. Obviously, our role in it is far different than the role that we are playing in Iraq and Afghanistan, where we have 200,000 troops on the ground in both, in both those countries combined. So we do not have forces on the ground in Mexico. We have been providing assistance and hardware and advice and intelligence and things of that nature. But there is not a military role per se for us in Mexico, and we hope there never will be.